Hey guys, this is Nodlimers of Invoked 101, and I am doing another deck profile on the Cyberdark archetype. This is one that I've gotten a lot of requests for, but one that I didn't really care to update because the deck doesn't really do a lot and not a lot of people play it. But I have gotten a lot of criticism on the old build, which is honestly like almost a year old. So with some new cards, such as a reprint of Cyberdark Impact and a few other things, I've changed up the build, and I feel that this one is just vastly superior to the old one. So let's talk about a deck no one cares about. And if you want to see more deck profiles like this, and you want to start participating in giveaways for decks purchased this way, consider backing me on Patreon. All that will go to getting new decks, and those new decks that are profiled for through Patreon will be entered into giveaways, and people who are at a certain tier will be able to enter those. So if you want to be part of that, consider backing me on Patreon. And if you want to keep up with everything we do on the channel, consider subscribing. All that is down below. So let's start off with the Cyberdark monsters. We're playing 3 Edge because I think he's really cool. We're playing 3 Keel because Keel is also one of the originals, and then we're also playing 3 Horn because I think Horn is honestly like the second best one. So let's talk about these guys a little bit individually. So Cyberdarks all feature one theme. They are all like very similar. So they're all dark machines with 800 attack, and they all have an effect when they're normal summoned to equip a level 3 or lower. It might have to be level 3. Level 3 or lower dragon from the graveyard to them, which no other deck has that kind of function outside of like Dragunity, I think. And these guys kind of work with Dragunity, but not too much. They also gain the attack of the equipped monster, and then they all have a unique effect. Edge can attack directly for half his attack. Keel can inflict burn damage, and Horn does piercing. I always get confused which one of these are. Yeah, Horn pierces, Keel burns. This one attacks directly for half its attack. So those are the original Cyberdarks. In Legendary Duelist 2, we got two new Cyberdark monsters, and those are Cyberdark Cannon and Cyberdark Claw. So these are level 3 dark dragons with 1600 attack. So some of the biggest level 3 dragons we have. And then both of these are kind of similar. So this one you discard to add a Cyberdark spell or trap from the deck to the hand, but there are no Cyberdark traps, so you're only searching one of 2 cards. And Cannon's discard effect is you can discard it to search a machine Cyberdark effect monster. And I don't know, real quick, there's a lot of the new Cyberdark cards that say Cyberdark effect monster on them, and I don't know why, because it's not like they have a normal monster or anything. So maybe we were supposed to get a normal monster for them but didn't. But anyways, his second, and then they both have an effect when they're equipped and the equipped monster attacks. So his effect is that whenever the equipped monster attacks, you get to send 1 card from your extra deck to the graveyard, and Cannon's is you get to send 1 monster from your main deck to the graveyard. And then they both have an effect of when they're sent to the graveyard while equipped. So his effect is if he's sent to the graveyard while equipped is you get to draw a card, and Claw, when it's sent to the graveyard, will pick up a Cyberdark monster. So you can just scoop 1 out of the graveyard. So these do a lot for the deck. These honestly brought a whole new level of consistency, and the fact that they're 1600 makes all the Cyberdarks 2400 on normal summon. If you like discard Cannon, add any of these, of the original Cyberdarks, normal summon them, you instantly have 2400 beaters through that. And these do interact with the field spell a little bit, so I'll talk about the field spell when we get there, but yeah, I'm running 3 of every Cyberdark because I like the Fusion Turbo version where you just kind of like get out all the Cyberdarks as quick as possible. So we'll set the Cyberdarks off to the side and talk about auxiliary stuff. So we have, for our first auxiliary monster, is the 1500 level 3 dragon Lang Lang. So Lang Lang is a union monster, and when it's equipped, the equipped monster's original attack becomes 1000, so it will turn a Cyberdark into a 2500 beater, and then the monster that it's equipped to can attack twice that turn. So this is really cool. I find the best one to equip this to is Cyberdark Edge, so that way you can attack directly twice for 2500. And of course, if the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy this card instead. So that's Lang Lang. I'm actually not going to take him off screen because I hate when people take the cards off screen. And then we will bring in 3 Armageddon Knight. This card is kind of cool. You normal summon it, you drop a dragon into the graveyard. I don't use this card. I honestly don't use this card too much, but he has come in handy to like go into overload fusions and stuff like that. Then we have 1 Dark Arm Dragon. If you open this turn 1 along with Dragon Ravine, you can if you open this Dragon Ravine and then like either of the Cyberdark dragons, you can summon this. So it's like a 3-card combo, I guess. But yeah, so there you go. And then Supreme King Dragon Dark Arm. Honestly, I'd run Dark Arm Dragon at like 4 if I could, because he'd be like super good in this deck. But yeah, so, and then Dark Worm, because if you open Dragon's Ravine, dump it, and special summon it, you can do stuff with it, so. You can just revive it and bring it back. And he's level 4. That's it for the monsters. I know not a lot of people run Lang Lang, like a lot of people don't use him. A lot of people use the like Wind Witch engine, but I don't like the Wind Witches in here. I'm trying to keep this like as pure as I can, and also as fusion focused as possible. So let's talk about the spells, because I don't think I actually run any traps in this deck. I run 1 Cyberdark Impact. You don't need any more than 1, because honestly Cyberdark Dragon is trash. So you don't really need more than this, because you don't really want to summon Cyberdark Dragon, but this is nice to recycle some of your stuff from the graveyard. And then we have the better Cyberdark card, which is Cyberdark Infernal. So what this does is Cyberdark effect monsters that are equipped with equip cards can't be targeted by card effects, and I don't think they can be destroyed by opponents' card effects. And then once per turn, you can take a Cyberdark from the field, put it back in your hand, and then immediately after normal summon a Cyberdark. So if you have a Cyberdark on field, and like, so it is kind of like a double summon, except you have to pick a card back up. But what it effectively lets you do is, so like if your Cyberdark was attacked and its equip monster went away, you can just pick it back up, normal it, and get its equip monster back. So that's pretty nice. And then when this card leaves the field because of opponent's card effect, you get to search any polymerization or fusion spell card from your deck to the hand. So that's the first field spell, because we actually run quite a few field spells in this deck. I'm also running 3 Dragon's Ravine. Cyberdarks love Dragon's Ravine because it lets them load their graveyard with stuff, so that's why I'm playing it. This also sets up Dark Arm Dragon if you play it, so that's why I'm playing that. And then I'm playing out this card called Heavy Metal Raiders. This came out of Legendary Duelist 3. And it says the first time a dark machine monster would be destroyed by battle, it's not destroyed, and then it gains and then if you took damage, the dark machine gains that much, gains attack equal to the damage you took permanently, as long as this card is on the field. And then if a dark machine monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle or card effect, you get a special summon a dark machine from your hand. So this is really nice for just like kind of swarming the field, because if you have this and the Cyberdark field spell, you can activate this in your main phase 1, summon a Cyberdark, equip it, run something over. This is effect to summon another Cyberdark out of your hand, and then tag it out for Cyberdark Inferno, and use Cyberdark Inferno to pick up the Cyberdark you just summoned, and then normal summon it to get the effect. So this would work a lot better in the deck. Like, that's why I only play 1. It's just kind of an interesting little card that I found in my binder that happened to work out with them. But it would work a lot better if the original Cyberdarks activated when they were specialed or normal, like when they were just summoned in general. So that's it for the field spells. For fusion cards, of course we have Cyberdark Impact, but we also run 2 Power Bond and 2 Overload. Overload is honestly the better one in this deck. I would run 3 if I don't know. There was no reason for me to not run 3. But I guess I just wanted to see Power Bond as well, because you do get Power Bond off, and honestly you need Power Bond to make the fusion monsters that you summon in this deck like worth anything. So yeah, just Overload doesn't make it worth it. Neither does Impact, but Power Bond at least makes them somewhat decent, especially Cyber Darkness Dragon, but that's such a hard neg that it's almost not even worth it. And then for other cards, we have 2 Dragon Foolish Burial, which is just Dragon Shrine. We used to run Hunter Dragon in the deck to like dump 2 cards, but usually you're only using this for like Lang Lang or something like that. So yeah, I've used this to send Dark Arm Dragon to the graveyard to equip it to the fusion monster afterwards. Like if you have these two, it's just like, and then all the stuff in hand. So it's like, or somewhere, you just go Dragon Shrine, dump Dark Armed, activate this to summon the Cyberdark Dragon, and then equip the Dark Armed. We also have Monster Reborn because Monster Reborn's unbanned. One Dark Hole because this deck loses really hard, so this kind of evens the playing field, and one Rhoda for the Armageddon Knight. And that's it. That's it for the main. This deck is honestly like kind of interesting because of the way that like the field spells and stuff interact, but I don't care too much. I don't care too much for this deck. It's a little, I don't know. It's not as good as I wanted it to be. So let's talk about the fusion monster. So we have one Cyberdark Dragon. This card honestly is one of the darkest printed cards I've ever seen. Like the text is so hard to read on this card. But what it is, it's a 1003 material fusion. So, you know, it should base have 2000 realistically. And then it gains 100 attack for every card in the graveyard. And whenever it's fusion summoned, you get to equip a dragon monster from your graveyard to it. So I think that's it. And then it gains attack equal to the equipped monsters. And if this card would die, you destroy the equipped monster. So this card kind of sucks. He's really bad. We do have a better one, which is Cyber Darkness Dragon, but this requires 5 Cyberdark effect monsters, and it only has 2000 attack. So this doesn't gain attack. Wait, maybe it does. I don't think it does though. Nope, it does not gain attack for monsters in the graveyard, but it must be fusion summoned. If this card is special summoned, you can target a equip. You can equip one dragon or machine monster from your graveyard to this card, so you know dragons or machines, gains attack equal to the equipped monster's attack, and then actually I don't know if that's once per turn. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can send one equipped card you control to the graveyard and negate that activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So that's pretty nice, and that kind of interacts with the field spell, because like in theory you have this and another Cyberdark on field, and you just use your Cyberdarks on field to negate stuff. But realistically, that's not happening, which is unfortunate, because you also can't just pick this up and normal summon it again because it's a fusion monster. So both of these really suck because of their stats. This is 5 monsters and only has a base of 2000. This is 3 monsters and has a base. Realistically, this should be like a 4000 monster because it requires 5 materials. Whether they be basic materials, the Ancient Gear monster is so much easier to summon, and it requires 4 and has 45. So realistically, this should have like 4K or 3000 minimum. And this has only 1000 for a 3 material fusion. This should have at least 2500. That's just me though. These cards are super disappointing, but these are the reason you play the deck, sadly. And then we also, for other stuff, we have one Cyber End Dragon to send to the graveyard to equip. Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon because I couldn't find my Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon in time. Alright, so here's actually a good card. So this is a really cool card, and this actually interacts really well with the deck. So what you do is you use Cyberdark Claw to send us from the extra deck to the graveyard, and then on the next standby phase, you search Overload Fusion. That's a really cool play, and it makes the deck just a little bit more consistent because you don't have to worry about popping your own. You don't have to worry about your opponent popping your field spell to get that overload search. You can just search it yourself with Chimera or Felicia. That's it for the fusion monsters, but we do have some more stuff that interacts with these dragons, and I'll talk about that because these next cards are actually really cool. I love this interaction. So this is Shooting Star Dragon and Shooting Quasar Dragon. So this is one of the coolest plays that the deck can actually do. So what you do is you send this with Cyberdark Claw to the graveyard, and then you summon one of the fusion monsters and equip it. Now, if your fusion monster dies and this goes to the graveyard, this card's effect activates when it's sent from field to grave to summon Shooting Star from the extra deck. So you just keep this in your extra deck and summon it on your opponent whenever this card leaves the field. It's one of the best plays the deck can do because Shooting Star Dragon is honestly a better boss monster than either 2 Cyberdark fusions, which is sad when you have to use a janky little extra deck play to do it. So, but that's why they're there. And then I'm running Gaga Cowboy and Pentastag because I need a Link monster. This should be Land Felinkus. I just don't have any Land Felinkus. So, but yeah, if you want to play, you could also say it could be Wee Witch or whatever, but realistically, you should just be land Felinkus because it's the most generic link monster we have, and that's really what you want. So there we go. That's the extra deck, and that's also the deck itself. This deck is weird. This deck is really strange. It's not the greatest, but it definitely holds up to a degree. I think it's okay. I don't think it's the best, but as always, tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.